I can say is, like, I could not eat. I could not do. It was almost like if you were to, like, if a protein shake, it was like drinking poison. Like, I'm gonna die if I drink this. It was that hard to eat.
So how'd you get out of it?
First of all, I was admitted to a hospital because I was going away to school. I lost all this weight in like a couple months. Like, it went away quickly for me, and it got scary fast. The school called my parents. My parents were in denial because they didn't want to believe that their daughter was, like, dying.
Right.
So they were concerned, but, like, I was lying to them about, I'm going out to eat. I'm not going to be here for dinner tonight. Just lying. I went to the doctor to get a physical because I was going away to school in this fall. This was July. I went to go get a physical, and my pulse, I have, like, a low pulse anyway. Like, I have
What is it?
bradycardia. I think it's 37 to 42 resting.
You have an issue? What is it called?
It's called bradycardia. It's just like a low resting pulse rate.
And
I don't know.
You don't exercise?
No, I exercise a lot, but even when I don't exercise a lot, I still just have a low.
Do you do a lot of cardio?
I do a lot of cardio now, yeah. But
this is like elite athlete resting heart rate.
It's like Lance Armstrong. I'm really proud of it, but I do nothing to support it. Like, I run every day, but not, like, enough to boast that. But it saved my life because I didn't know I had a low pulse rate. But when I went in for this thing, this physical, you know, the doctor clearly could see I was anorexic because they looked at me and weighed me, but they didn't have any kind of, like, data to keep me.
Mm-hmm.
But until they took my pulse, and they were like, if you leave, you're gonna die, and you're gonna be a liability to us because we know, so you can't leave. You're a 5150 or whatever it is, where you're committed to a psych ward. So I went in for a checkup, was taken on a golf cart to the other side of the hospital, where I was checked into a psych ward.
Whoa.
And my mom's like, no, she's not. And they're like, yes, she is. And so I was admitted there, and I had to stay there for a couple weeks, I think. And then I lied to get out of it because I ate just enough to get out. And then I went to school. I convinced my parents I was okay to go away to school, which I wasn't. Nearly died there, just starving myself and exercising too much. And that is how I got out of it, was that. So I wanted to die because I was hungry all the time. Being hungry sucks. And I couldn't eat. I didn't know how to eat. I didn't even know how to begin to eat. So I was like, every night I would just pray that I wouldn't wake up, because I would go to bed freezing cold because you have no fat, so you're cold. You have to wake up. I was going to school in Colorado. I was ill prepared for the weather, and also I had no fat on my body. It was an awful existence. And then I did stand-up comedy for the first time because...
As an anorexic?
Yeah, because when I went to school my freshman year, I was so crazy looking. Like... I was like the Nightmare Before Christmas Jack Skellington. Yeah, that is what I looked like. I look at pictures, I'm like, how did you have friends, bitch? But I did because I became really funny. Because I wanted people to go, look over here, don't look at me. So I just...
Right.
I was a shy kid in high school when I was not anorexic, but then when I needed to make friends, because I went to school alone, I was like, I'll just develop this really over-the-top personality so people don't notice that I'm so thin. So that's when I became funny, really funny. You know, I was always, like, dormantly funny. But that's when I became, like, outwardly funny. People started telling me I should be a comedian my freshman year. I tried it. I did it one time, and then I was like, oh, I have a reason to live now. Like, I have a purpose. And that sounds so... stupid, like, cliche to say, like, oh, comedy gave me a reason to live, but it really did, because I didn't know I was like, what am I gonna become, a teacher? I don't care, I'm not passionate about that. But this, I was like, okay. So then I was like, I have to gain some weight if I'm gonna now have a career. So then I found a therapist. I was like, I gotta beat this. I started reading books. I found a therapist, and I found this one therapist who told me the thing that really broke through, which was like, when you have anorexia, everyone's like, just eat something. Why don't you eat something? And you feel very in control of it, and you feel like you're the one to blame for it because you're the one that's choosing not to eat, and you're the one that's choosing to exercise, and so I felt all this shame about, like, why can't I cure myself? Why am I giving myself this thing that's ruining my life? And then this therapist was like, think of it as like cancer. Like, you got sick. Like, something invaded your life, and there is a demon inside you telling you don't eat, and it's not you. It's not you, so don't listen to that voice. And then as soon as I was able to, like, disassociate my illness from, like, it's my choice, it's my doing, I'm not eating, and I was, like, able to see it as, like, The Exorcist. Like, that little girl has, like, a demon inside her that's like, don't eat, bitch, don't eat. If you eat, you're weak. As soon as I was able to go, shut up, voice, then I was able to eat again. It was, like, one nugget of one way of perceiving my illness that was able for me to like crack it. And then it took many years to like, and I still struggle with, you know, control issues over food, but I'll never be anorexic again. But yeah, it was that. It was a mixture of comedy and also therapy that
They
got
say
me
that
out
with
of it.
alcoholics too, that's one of the reasons why alcoholics, when they talk about it like it's a disease, and people who aren't alcoholics, who are judgmental, go, it's not a fucking disease, cancer's a disease, leukemia's a disease, you're just weak. But if they treat it like it's a disease, then you can cure it. But if you treat it like you're weak, then you just shit on yourself, like, I'm weak, I just want another drink. Like, what is it about me? Why do I need this booze? And there's this weird cycle, this loop, that goes on in your brain. You know, like, I don't want to drink, damn it, I drank, I'm never going to drink again, fuck, I'm drinking again. And then these people that just get completely out of control, one of the ways that helps them is to treat it like it's a disease.
Yeah, I think it was just a way that I had seen so many doctors, but until that one guy told me to think of it, and like literally did the thing where he put a chair in the corner of the room and was like, talk to your disease. Tell it what it's done to your life. And I had to like, and I go, this is stupid. I'm not doing this. Fuck you for everything. It took me 30 seconds until I was sobbing, screaming at this empty chair.
Whoa.
But it worked.
Have you ever talked about this on stage?
No, it's so weird because I feel like I'm still too in it, or I don't know. I want to be able to someday, and when I am able to, it'll be like a real huge moment in my career and life. But even me being able to talk about it on podcasts like this or in platforms like this is new to me still. And I've done it before, but I just feel like I still suffer with so many of these things that I'm like, oh, it's so weird to talk about it. Like I like to have a little bit more distance even though I'm 34 now and I had anorexia when I was 18. I'm still like, it's still too new. But sometimes things,
16 years seems like a long time.
I know.
But it goes by quick. Happens very quick. Yeah.
I just like to have, I don't know what it is. I think I'm still so angry about it, and there's still pieces of it that I'm like, how did I get this? And how did I have to save myself instead of someone else coming in and saving me? And why didn't someone intervene before?
They can't though, can they? I mean, now you know. It's very hard for someone to convince someone you need to stop drinking, or you need to get your shit together, or you need to do this, or you need to do that.
You need to hit your own bottom. I know. But you know, I feel like, yeah, there's still just things about it that are really painful to me. And I think that when I am dealing with something like that on stage, I think the pain still shows, and I can't be funny with it yet because I'm still so angry. I think I'm still just like angry about it, because I also feel like I'm still a victim to body dysmorphia, like crazy. Like that's my new thing, where like I'll just see something in the mirror that I'm like, well, yesterday you felt the opposite. Like what? I'll go from in a 24-hour time frame from being like, you're fat. I'll like look in the mirror and be like, you're fat. And then the next day I'll be like, you're too thin. And I'm like, well, those two things can't be possible within 24 hours of themselves. So you're crazy.
Right.
So that, I mean, I'm still dealing with stuff like that, and I want to be on the other side of it and be able to tell girls like, you're beautiful and your body doesn't matter, and it's what's up here that counts. But I'm not there yet, so I don't know how to really talk about it.
Well, I don't think there's one way. You know, I think everybody's got their own weird thing that's causing them to have issues, whether it's to be an alcoholic or to be addicted to whatever you're addicted to.
Yeah.
There's no one. You have to figure out the person, and then figure out how this disease or whatever it is sort of interface with that person, and what is it that happened to you that made this thing attractive, where it fits into your slots. And distracts you from all the things that are freaking you the fuck out about your existence.
Yeah, I mean, it is a coping mechanism.
Yeah, it was so simple that like, oh, well, when people are anorexic, you tell them this, and then they go, oh, okay. I mean, if there was like a protocol that you could just establish right away, oh, you just got to take these steps and then you'll be fixed. It doesn't work. And they might work for some people. You know what really doesn't help? You know, it doesn't help that it's so prevalent. Like, there's so many people that have issues. Like, and the other way too. Like, there's people that are bodybuilders that are crazy that can't can't get big enough. It's the same thing.
It is the same thing.
Or girls with giant fake boobs that they think they need triple F boobs. Like, the way people see themselves versus the way other people see them is very strange. Yeah, you know what I've been watching? The show Botched. Have you ever watched that show?
Oh yeah, I've watched that show.
Holy shit!
I mean, that's the same. They don't know what they're seeing. They don't see what we're seeing at all.
No, it's crazy. There's this poor lady who was on the other day who is getting she's getting her nose fixed because she had so many surgeries that her nose collapsed, and it was just like, oh Christ, you know. And they had to take a chunk out of her rib. And they rebuilt her nose up. It came out great at the end, obviously, which is why they put it on television.
But she ain't done.
Her. Oh, you think?
Unless you don't fix inside.
You don't think she's done?
I don't think she's
done.
No way is that bitch done. No way is she done. Unless you're fixing what's up here that's making you look at yourself in the mirror and go, I'm ugly, or what, like.
Right.
And that's what I'm in a mad dash to do, Joe. Is like
to fix yourself.
Well, just to get to love myself enough. Through therapy, meditation, just to love myself on the inside enough that I don't, because as you age, especially in this business, things aren't as good as you age as a woman, things get shittier. Like, you become less valuable to society based on the fact that you're aging. It's just in this business and in life. Like, I remember the first time, one time I was hanging out in high school with my girlfriends, and I remember this girl's mom always used to just kind of say things that she envied our youth a lot. And when you're young, you're just like, okay, old lady, what do you just get out of here. You're saying these sad things and then just walking out of the room silently. Like, but she would say these things. And one day, the one thing she said really got to me. She was like, you girls are all so young and thin and beautiful. You know, I remember the last time a man held the door for me. And then she just left the room. And I'm like, oh, there's a day that just stops?
Wow, that's ridiculous. I hold the door for old ladies all the time. That's stupid.
But I think she meant the last time a man who wanted to fuck her.
Right.
And you know when that's in the air, when there's a door being held for you by a guy who's like, I can fuck you.
But why is that gender specific? I mean, that's with men as with women.
Men too. My dad recently said to me, he was like, women don't even look at me anymore. My dad's like an attractive guy, and he's like, I'm like invisible to women. And I could see like a sadness in it. And I don't want to... I know that will happen eventually, because that is just the way things go. Once in a while, a guy might be, I'm into older ladies and I'd like to bang her. And I will love that guy so much. And I know those guys are out there, and I hear from those guys a lot when I talk about this stuff. But
those guys are sick, just like you were when you were 18 pounds.
I hope they never fix that sickness. Please share it with the world. We need it.
Because the old ladies are so needy. They're like,
oh my God.
Thank you, son. Thank you, young
Whatever
man.
that is, don't fix that. We need those guys. But I just know that that's on the horizon, that the attention from men and women and just society will start to wane, and you'll become more invisible physically to other people. And I just hope at that point I don't give a fuck, and that I like myself enough. And so that's when I'm like running at that, trying to like myself enough on the inside, which I really have gotten so far ahead of what I thought I could ever do in terms of loving myself and working on myself and getting sober and all the things. But I still feel like it's not enough. Like I still deal with insecurities, and I'm like, God damn it. I'm aging, and this I'm supposed to not feel this. I'm supposed to not care that I'm aging as much. I don't want to be one of these women that's like hates aging. I just don't want to be it, and I'm kind of...
Well, you have to be very careful in your
How do you feel about
aging? I don't think about it.
Really?
No. I
and
don't.
You can tell you don't, because you seem ageless. Like, honestly, someone just said your age, and I was like, I don't even think of Joe as having an age. I honestly don't. Like, you seem like an ageless person to me, and that's because you don't give a shit.
Well,
and you don't think of it.
This is going to sound ridiculous, but you have to realize that the entire your life from birth to death is a blink of an eye. It is a very short period of time. in terms of the life of the planet, the life of the human race, the life of the universe. It is a blink of an eye. And for you to wear blinders and concentrate on one tiny little window of sexual viability, it's preposterous. It's ridiculous because the whole your whole existence is insane. It's so bizarre. Looking at people is bizarre. Like, how the fuck do your eyes work? You're looking through your eyes, and light is refracted through your lenses and your cornea, and you're seeing things. And I know that if I reach, I can grab this can, and it's right there. I mean, all of that is bizarre. And so to concentrate on this one thing, when will people stop wanting to stick their dick into me? Like, it's a crazy.
I hate that I even like.
But it's a crazy. It's a perspective issue.
Right.
Yeah. And I think the wider you get away from that, and one of the best ways to do that is psychedelic drugs. Psychedelic drugs are one of the very best ways to broaden your perspective because the experience is so titanically alien.